Welcome back to the channel, everyone, for another ESO build video. I'm Fuzzy Juggernaut. Today I'll be showing you my melee Magicka Nightblade for the Markarth patch. But first, before I get into the build, if you like this video or the content on this channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and push that notification bell to get the latest content from this channel. Now let's get into it. So, I haven't been putting out much content lately. I know it's been a little crazy and hectic also, and the game's really not in a good state, but this is mainly due to the state of the game and how bad it's become lately. Between the lag and the freeze screens, it's almost unplayable. It's pretty bad right now, but I'm still going to try to push out content and other things. Even in half of the clips in this video, my abilities are delayed and just don't want to work. So it sort of sucks, but we'll try to get through it. Having said all that, I'm going to try to put out as much content as I can, so just bear with me. Anyways, back to the build. We have really good sustain, great survivability, high damage, nice heals. This build works really well in CP and in non-CP. This build destroys people and is fairly simple to play, but enough talk, let's get into the build and we'll get right into it. Alright, here we are, let's hop into the character sheet. So I'm going to go over this quickly, try to make it as fast as I can before my game freezes. We're sitting at 38k Magicka, almost 1900 Magicka recovery, 24.5k health with 1200 health recovery. We have almost 18k max stamina with almost 1000 stamina recovery. Our spell damage unbuffed is sitting at 2586, and this actually goes up to 4.6k spell damage, which is a lot on a MagBlade. We're sitting at 52.1% spell crit. Our resistances go up to like 18k on both, but we're using stealth on this, so you can use the other morph if you'd like. It might be a little squishy, but it will give you healing and damage mitigation. It's completely up to you. We have 2600 critical resistance, all points into Magicka. Then we have Bewitched Sugar Skulls for our food. This is really nice because it gives us a big stat pool and all three resources, plus the health and health recovery, and we have enough Magicka recovery, so it works. Mundastone, I'm running the Atronach for Magicka recovery. You can go with spell damage if you want. When we use pots, it will go up, so you'll be sitting still at like, I don't know, 1800 to 2k recovery, so you don't have to use the Atronach. I just play really aggressive with this and use a lot of resources, so I prefer to have the Magicka recovery. I build more for sustain than I do for damage, especially since we have so much damage. It doesn't really matter to me. I am a stage 1 vampire. You can actually go stage 2. It just ran out, so normally I actually have stage 2 on since we have enough resources, and we'll get the extra 300 spell damage. We'll go to the back bar real quick. I'm not going to buff up. You can check out the sheet or the screenshot that I took earlier that was in the beginning of the video. That's the fully buffed up on the bar. This is our back bar. Take a look at it. Pause the video, check it out. This is just on a resto staff bar. We still have 40% crit with decent amount of damage. Now for our inventory, actually go to the supplies or slottables real quick. So our pots, we're going to be using our tri-stat pots. You can run immovability pots. I normally have them on here, but I was testing both out and I ran out. So if you go with the other morph instead of Shadowy Skies, I run Shadowy Skies on this, which I'll get to in a minute, but if you run the other one, the Shade, then you can run immovability pots because that's going to give you damage mitigation and along with the heals, and then use immovability pots so they can't CC you. But either one works, or you can just use tri-restoration pots. It's completely up to you. Our first set's going to be War Maiden. I have Inferno Staff, weapon damage enchantment on here. You could put shock damage. You don't actually need the weapon damage enchant on the front bar. I was using this War Maiden set for a different build, and I just hadn't changed it. We have Nerdone on here. You can run Sharpened if you'd like. Preferably, like I said, you can put shock damage on here, and then put keep the weapon damage enchant on the back bar on the rest of the staff. But this set's really nice. It gives us spell crit, Magicka, spell damage, and then a crap ton more spell damage to our magic damage abilities, which is almost all of our abilities on the Nightblade. So we're getting quite a bit of damage out of this. back bar running. You'll want to keep the weapon damage enchantment like I said. We have precise on here, I just haven't transmutated it yet. You could put power, Nirnhoned, or whatever you'd like on there for increased healing. The precise helps out with the healing also, so either way you can keep it. And then, like I said, keep the weapon damage enchantment. You can put shock on the front. For our monster set, we're running Slimecraw. You can run whatever you'd like here. I just chose to go with Slimecraw. With the Tri-Stat enchant, it's infused to help boost all of our stat pools. This is really nice because it's going to give us that spell crit, which helps boost us over that 50% marker for our critical damage and our critical hit chance. And then this also gives us minor berserk at all times, increasing your damage done by 5%. They nerfed how much damage it does. It used to be 8%, but it's 5%, but it still actually hits pretty hard and helps your damage out a lot. Then for our third set and our second main set is going to be Amber Plasm. I have Max Magic Enchantment on here, Impenetrable. This set's really nice. This is pretty much the opposite version of all the stand blades you see out there with Eternal Vigor and New Moon. This is just for the MagBlade. I don't boost a lot into health because I don't want to run a lot in health. And I want to be able to dish out a lot of damage, but the set's really nice because it gives us max magicka, spell crit, spell damage, and then it gives us 269, almost 270 magicka, stamina, and health recoveries. So it's like the magicka Eternal Vigor, strictly for magicka classes. Now you can go with Eternal Vigor if you'd like, but the fact is that this set's better for the MagBlade because it pushes that spell crit over 50% also, and then it also gives us spell damage, and it gives us resource, which is magicka, and then along with enough recoveries on everything that we have, so it really boosts our stats a lot, which is really nice. I have Impenetrable on the chest. You can go with Reinforced if you'd like. It's completely up to you, but like I said, on this build I'm running Shadowy Skies, so. Then I have Impen on the shoulders for the Slimecraws with Max Magic Enchant. Then we have Impenetrable on the waist, War Maidens, Max Magic Enchant. Impenetrable on the gloves with Max Magic Enchant. Reinforced on the pants with Max Magic Enchant. And then Infused on the shoes. You can put Reinforced, Impen, whatever you'd like. Divines, whatever you have, works. Max Magic Enchant on here. Then our jewelry, running War Maiden necklace. I have this infused with spell damage enchant on it. Then we have two Amber Plasm rings. One's with arcane with max magicka recovery on it. The other one's infused with spell damage on it to boost our spell damage even higher. Now you can go with arcane if you'd like, just to have a little more magicka, but honestly I don't feel like I ever run out of magicka on this build. We have 38k magicka with almost 1900 magicka recovery, which is really nice, especially with the 18k stamina, so like you can perma stealth forever and you can pretty much dish out a lot of damage. Now we'll go into our skills. Now this is all unbuffed. All of our skill tooltips are over 10k, and this is only at 2568 or whatever spell damage that we're at right now. When this goes to 4.6k spell damage, these go insanely high. So our first one's at Swallow Soul, and that's at a 10,000 tooltip. We have Inner Light for our next ability, just to boost our magicka, and the spell crit to get us at that 50% and increase our magicka. And then we have Merciless Resolve. This is unbuffed. We're sitting at a 22,276 tooltip on this, and it actually goes even higher. Then a Concealed Weapon. This is one of our main spammables also, and this is sitting at almost 11k, and this is, like I said, unbuffed. Then we have Impale. You can switch this out. This can be a flex bot if you want. If you don't want to run Impale, you can run Ambush on here, or you can take off Swallow Soul and run Ambush. It's completely up to you how you want to go about it. I've been switching it around, as you can see in the video. It just depends. If you want a gap closer, you can go with Ambush. If you want this, I personally like Impale. Unbuffed, it's at 5400 magicka damage, but it deals 300% more damage to enemies below 25% health, which is a really nice execute, and it also hits at 28 meters away, which is also really nice. So if they get away from you and they have low health, you can hit this a couple times, man, and it pretty much will execute them. Then we're running Soul Harvest. You can use the other one if you'd like, but this one's magic damage and increases your damage against enemies by 20%. Unbuffed tooltip is 17,425. It actually goes up to 20k, I think. Maybe actually a little higher, I can't remember. but this is unbuffed and it does a lot of damage, and it afflicts them with Major Defile, so reducing their healing received and health recovery by 18%. Also, it gives us ultimate back bar on the rest of the staff, running siphoning attacks. This is going to help with our heals, with our light attacks, because we're going to be weaving in a lot of light attacks. Rapid regeneration for a heal. You can run steadfast ward if you'd like for the shield and all that stuff, but since we're in stealth, I don't run that. So if you end up not running shadowy disguise and you want to run the other morph, then you could put steadfast ward on here for the shield and the health. Then we have shadowy disguise to stay in stealth. Like I said, you can run the other one. Then we have degeneration to get our major sorcery, and it puts a little bit of a tick of a dot on them. So then we have channel acceleration. This is going to give us our critical damage done by 10% and increase our movement speed by 30%. You can run race against time if you'd like for the snare removal, depending. Like I said, you can switch some of these abilities around and switch them out for other ones if you're not going to run shadowy disguise. But if you're going to run it this way, I would recommend running these like this, except for you can run race against time either way. And then for our ulti, running Soul Tether, this is only 15,000 tooltip unbuffed. It goes up a lot higher though, but this is really nice too. If you got a lot of people around you and you're taking a lot of damage, you can hit this and it will give you some decent heals and tethers, which is really nice also. You can switch this out for whatever you'd like though. Now we'll go into our champion points. This is just a template, so you can switch these around how you see fit. We got 37 into Warlord, 9 into Sprinter, 1 into Siphoner, 43 into Mooncalf, 75 into Arcanist, 32 into Healthy, 31 into Befoul. You can put more into here if you want. Tumbling, we have 23, 19 into Shade. This helps us perma-stealth. 66 into Elfborn for the critical damage, and then we have 56 Elemental Expert, 51 Spell Erosion, 72 Master at Arms, 25 into Staff Expert for our light attacks. Nothing into that. Then we have 66 Ironclad, 30 Resistance, 24 Light Armor. Now the reason I run 24 into here is just to even out my resistances, because if you do get hit by Stand Blades and like stamina characters, man, it can hit really hard if you can't get back into stealth. So you don't have to put them in here, but I personally choose to do this. And then we have 37 to Thick Skin, 43 into Elemental Defender, 43 into Hardy, 27 into Quick Recovery. Since we have nothing into Bless, this will help with our healing a little bit. And that's it for that. Hopefully I covered everything. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comments down below, or if you have any questions, I'll try to get to everyone. And I hope you all have a good day, and I'll check you out on the next build. Peace.
Wow.